Good late morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Thought I'd give an update on the evacuation scenario with my son. He's home. He's over there. I woke up this morning and looked across the yard by way of the large picture windows, and his car was parked where it always has been, ladies and gentlemen, next door at Mother's. So I did at 10 o'clock. I went over to visit, but he was still asleep, and then there's his friend who is Polish had no place to go. He works at the resort as well, but couldn't very well flee to Poland. He's here too. So this ought to be a fun experience. If I go live Saturday, which I do plan to do, I'm sure that I will bring Spencer on board because he's really fun. Anyhow, I guess that's really it. I got sort of an early start today with my deadline day for the paper. And I had a little bit of extra time here and thought that I would come at you wildly. From what I can ascertain, the latest outrage has to do with that DACA, deferred action something. And I think there's some misconceptions about it. From what I can gather, first of all, this Lionel pointed this out. Lionel's a lawyer. He said that, of Lionel Nation, he said that it wasn't, like when Obama did it, it wasn't really an executive order, it was a memorandum of some sort. So there's a little misinformation or misinterpretation or whatever. And also that Trump isn't really taking this away, but he's putting it in the hands of Congress to come up with the legal paperwork to continue it, I think. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I have to be honest with you. There are certain things on which I guess I don't spend a lot of time unpacking. And one of them is this, what most call illegal immigration, or illegal immigrants, or people that are here in an undocumented fashion. From what I can gather, and I looked this up during the debates on several different sources, that immigration has really been at net zero since '09. More people leaving to go to Mexico than there are coming in here, which balances it out to a net zero. So to hear some reactionaries talk, it's like people are just pouring wildly over that southern border. To do what? It's not like we have a plethora of jobs here awaiting these individuals. Another thing that I picked up in my research is that NAFTA, when that NAFTA went in, Mexico was also hurt by that. And so, therefore, that's when we got more people, I guess, coming over the border. I'm not sitting here saying I'm for open borders. I just don't have a strong opinion on it one way or another. Here's what I do have an opinion on, ladies and gentlemen. I think that oftentimes that the 1%, the hidden hand, those in charge, whatever you want to call them, the billionaires, the whatever, here comes Louise out the door, that they want to keep us fighting and blaming really the most helpless members of society. Some people that might be very poor, that had no option but to come here because they were from a war-torn country, or whatever the case may be, that they have no political power whatsoever, but they want us to focus on them, demonize them, so we keep our eyes off of the people wanting us to do this. The corporations, from what I can tell, Walmart is the welfare queen. Walmart gets more in government subsidies, and they, get to move into a community without doing X, Y, and Z. And then when you go to work for them, which I've studied this to the max, I've done columns about it. When you go to work for them, they literally encourage their employees, because they don't pay them a living wage, to go on the government dole, ladies and gentlemen. But no, let's get wound up about some immigrants that came in here oftentimes to escape persecution in another country. That we were behind, maybe. That's the thing. A lot of these war-torn countries have the United States fingerprints all over it. And so I just feel, as a humanitarian kind of thinker, that it's more nuanced. You can't just say, throw them out. I know they didn't come in legally and all this, but these kids... Also, this DACA thing is every 2 years you have to renew it, so it's not like a blanket whatever. You have to, update yourself every 2 years and stay out of jail and do the right thing. I guess 95% of them are either working or are in school. And this was for children, I believe, don't quote me on this, under the age of 16 when it happened. So you had some people coming in when they were 11 months old. This is the only place they've known. Throw them out! Get them out of here! You know, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. Pardon my burst of insanity there. So, at any rate, I guess that's all. I just want to say that's when I can gather about this. However, I'm not... The little bit of research I'm done, I know about the net zero and, you know, how they're trying to make us focus on the least powerful people. Really, the least powerful people we're supposed to demonize. And I don't play that way. Homie don't play that way, or whatever that saying was in the 80s, I think. Speaking of the 80s, Ronald Reagan gave total amnesty. Yeah, Ronald Reagan, the darling of the right wing. Ronald Reagan. In fact, I watched a speech of him today from, you know, the old days, clearly not recently because he's dead. But yeah, he did. He gave amnesty. Yeah. So, anyhow, that's, like I said, it's not one of my top issues. It's not something I flesh out every day. I live in Pennsylvania. I don't think we have a huge problem with people pouring over the border. So I think there's more nuance to it, as I do with everything in life, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we should just let whoever in here. We should have some sort of vetting system, absolutely. I'm not what some people just automatically assume to be an open borders person. Not really, but I'm telling you this. If you're so worried about these people coming in here to work illegally and take jobs from those hardworking Americans that are dying to do them, why don't you go after the people hiring them? I think they used to do that, but somebody came in and got rid of that particular law. I don't remember who it was either. I don't remember. Maybe it was Bush. I can't recall. Yeah. Ronald Reagan mentioned that in his speech. He said, you know, these people that are hiring them at slave wages is wrong. I'm agreeing with Ronald Reagan, I know. You know, I don't just blindly disagree with people because of who they are. Like, even Obama might have even done something good. I just can't think of anything right now. Okay, Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging. While coming at you with thoughts of the day, please join me, join others. Let's drop our political identities, focus on issues, and leave your labels at the door. And also, let's try not to demonize the least equipped, I guess, the least among us. What would Jesus do, ladies and gentlemen?